Hi, I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and today's video is quite the unusual one. I'm going to sit down without any backing music. I'm not going to make many jokes, and I'm going to talk to you about the other side of YouTube in terms of what I'm earning on the platform. It's quite an uncomfortable video to make, honestly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out what my plan is for the video, because we've got like a 3-part stage plan, and by plan I mean some bullet points. It's going to be a very rambly video, and also explain, before I get into that 3 stages, why I'm making this video. For those of you that don't know, recently there was a leak of all the data behind Twitch. Like all the information, everything was pulled out by a hacker and put out onto the internet. And what came about of that was a top 10,000 list of people making money on the platform, with people finding out that Critical Role are making 9 million and some other creators are making millions. And people had also pulled out all the Magic the Gathering streamers that were making good money as well, the ones that actually showed up on the list. This was a breach of confidentiality in many ways, although the information was kind of out there if you just times sub number by $2.50. So I'm not going to go into exact details about who is on the list and who isn't, but I'm making this video in part to do with that, and in part to do with a few other things as well, because people on Reddit and on Twitter and across like the Magic community were confused or surprised at how much some of these people were making. So I'm not going to speak about individuals there, because that's just not fair. I know some of the people involved are quite uncomfortable that they've had their finances, or part of their finances, aired on the internet. And then in response to that, Go Blue did a video, which I will be referencing a little bit throughout this one, where he pointed out that Twitch isn't the be-all and end-all, and why he's primarily on YouTube. The video is called How Much Money I Make on Twitch and YouTube Playing Magic the Gathering. It's a comparison of Twitch to YouTube. It's a celebration in many ways of YouTube, because Go Blue is smashing it. And this video isn't to contradict or attack him. I don't know the guy personally. This is like the first sort of engagement with this content I've ever had, honestly. And it's not jealousy either. Although if I were to say I wasn't jealous that someone's making $30,000 a month on YouTube, that would be dishonest, because I would love to make $30,000 a month on YouTube. That video really pushed me to make this. I was talking to a few friends about it and how there's some frustrating elements, right? Firstly, people were DMing me, jokes, friends and other creators who were smaller than I, about streamer money and YouTuber money and all this sort of stuff, as if I was one of these people making 100 grand a year on Twitch or 30 grand a month on YouTube. And I'm just not. And as far as I know, Go Blue is a lovely, kind and caring individual who's part of this community that people generally appreciate and care for. Like I said, I've had no real interaction with them, and that's not really a problem or a fault. But what I am going to say is that the video was a little bit damaging in some ways, because I now have friends who've seen it, who are in the Magic community, who think I'm earning super duper money when I'm not. And then thirdly to all that is a smaller tidbit. I did a video yesterday about Rudy making 1.5 million. It's now come out once he's in his follow-up video. It's about 1.4 or 1.38 or something million dollars selling some Flesh and Blood promos he got given by Legend Story Studios. And again, all these things are compounding to create this almost false narrative that people like myself, people who are doing full-time content creation, who are lucky enough to be able to do full-time content creation, are somehow making shit tons of money. And also a shout out to Jafar the Jam Jar on my Discord and on Patreon and on Twitch as well, which is where I first met. You become a strong part of the community that I have on Discord. Getting emotional over this. And the other night we were playing some League of Legends like I do with patrons after Monday night streams. And you said a really telling thing where you said, you get the impression that people think we're earning way more money than we are as well. Like, I am by no means uncomfortable in my lifestyle and the money that I earn, but people have got a fucking false idea of what people are earning on the internet, and especially on YouTube, because of the outliers and the upper reaches. And before I really nail down into all this, I do have to explain that there is a culture, especially among the British and the English, to not share how much you earn or talk about it at all. I used to work in a bank, not as a wanker banker like Rudy, but in retail banking. I did mortgage advice and general financial advice, helping people with savings and loans and similar, and it's retail banking. So whilst it wasn't poorly paid, like a lot of retail jobs are in the UK, it was not well paid either. I think I was on 26,000 a year when I left. And I know from working in that industry, from helping people to do mortgages, from literally processing people's mortgages to just handing off mortgage leads to other people as part of the sales and support team, as it were, people wouldn't want to tell me how much they've earned or how much is in their savings, which is fucking wild because you need that information to be able to process this stuff. People are reluctant to do that, especially in this country. It's part of the reserved, mind your own business kind of stiff upper lip Brit thing. Just crack on and get on with it. So that makes this even more uncomfortable. I've kind of got into bad habits again from not being in the financial world of being really cagey about this stuff. Like none of my friends who are Brits, I don't know any of their savings accounts or what they earn. Where Americans that I know, and I know a lot of Americans thanks to traveling now and content creation, they're very keen to talk about what they earn, who's paying them what, and what's in their savings accounts. And maybe that's healthy. Maybe there should be a move towards that in all communities. As much as I don't see eye to eye with Jeff Hoogland at all, he is right recently when he was saying that people should be transparent about what they're earning so that people aren't getting done dirty. So that's the context as to why I'm doing this. The 3 parts of this video are going to be what I earn, then I'm going to talk about what I do to earn this, and then the 3rd part's going to be about how you can support me further if you think that you want to. There's no necessity. So yeah, the first part is going to focus on YouTube primarily. Okay, I'm not going to show you my entire financial fucking history and stuff, alright? I do make more money on Patreon than I do on YouTube, and I've got a bit of money coming in from Twitch. I'll probably show that as well. And I've got ad sponsor stuff I have to take to be able to afford my mortgage and pay my bills and have some disposable income to live a reasonable lifestyle. And the 3rd part of this video will be in some ways a Patreon push, because that is my primary source of income, and that is how I actually survive doing this. I do think the Covert Go Blue video where he explains that people just watching really help him is okay in his circumstance, where his CPM is abnormally high in this sector. And I know that from talking to other people making content in video games and card games, his CPM is pretty high. I'll go into CPM a bit more in a moment. And lastly, I just want to say that this is uncomfortable and promoting myself is uncomfortable. I'll talk more about that in the Patreon segment towards the end, because I just don't like doing this bit. Like, I only take ad reads and sponsorships and integrations from companies and products that I believe in. I've turned down some really shitty ones. Shout out to Raid Shadow Legends. But it's still uncomfortable to do these things. And that's on me more than anyone else. I don't promote myself enough either. So this is part of that promotion in many ways. I won't lie to you. I'm being transparent here. Okay, let's start with Twitch. Here is my Twitch income over the past 30 days. It's down from what it has been in the past. I have been streaming things like Warhammer as well as Magic, which brings my average viewership down, and I haven't been streaming as regularly. And not, also, full clarity here, I stream like once a week minimum, and then I stream 2 or 3 times extra where I can, opening boxes, talking about Magic, playing Arena, or playing Warhammer. So I'm nowhere near a full-time content creator on Twitch, and it's cool to get some income from Twitch. People who sub on Twitch are helping to support me to keep making the content that I make if you enjoy it. But as you can see, paid subs 257, Prime subs 127. Prime subs are a free sub you get if you've got Amazon Prime. So if you've got Amazon Prime and you're not giving a free sub to someone, you should be. And it should be me. Gifted subs, which is members of my community who are very generous to help support me keep going and doing what I'm doing. And then we've got other bits here like ads. I made $23 in ad revenue last month. It's not good. Also, this period's a little bit lower than normal. I think I've got up to 600, 700, 800 before. Because, for example, I took time off. Me and my wife went on holiday to Cornwall for her birthday, taking a week off, and that has harmed things, because that's just how self-employment works. So there's my Twitch revenue. It's like a small part-time job sort of thing. Sort of thing I was earning at uni, working at Tesco. For probably more hours, to be fair, because Tesco paid like shit. And yeah, retail should pay more, if I'm honest with you. Okay, let's go over to YouTube, which is far more my place that I make everything, right? You can see my sub count here, my views, my watch time, and my estimated revenue. As you can see, I'm actually in a slump, as it were. These arrows here tell you whether you're up or down. Like these show me that this video that I did about Rudy's Flesh and Blood thing, I recommend you go watch it. I'm quite proud of that video. I think it's a reasonable video. Are all up and doing very well. And the video is doing as well, if not better than, some gameplay that I did last week and these other smaller videos that I did. Last week, the week before. In the last 30-day period, as you can see here, 28-day period, I've earned £912.62 on YouTube. This is typical, or lower than typical, because I normally get between $1,200 and $1,700. You got to bear in mind that recently I had some time off as a mental health break to avoid burning out, and then immediately after that I got ill, so I had another week of not really working as hard as I wanted to, and then recently, again in that same 2-month period, I've also been on holiday for a week with my wife. Oh, all this lovely time off. However, not getting paid holiday pay, it's directly affected my numbers, and it means that I earn less, and that is taxing on your mental health. that taking time out to yourself or to your family will harm your bottom line. Just de facto, it will. Or you can work your ass off, which I'll come more to in a moment as well. So yeah, £912.62 in the last 30 days. And here's my typical range of views, between 400 and 650. I actually had a couple months where I was at 800,000 views, which was crazy. I actually almost hit 1 million at one point, and then I just had like a few kind of weaker months, honestly. And that's normal. You're not always going to be on top of your game. You're not always going to be like just like ramping up. Although Covert Go Blue said there seems to be always a ramp up, which again I think is not really a good way to tell creators that YouTube's going to go, because it doesn't. The interesting thing to bear in mind here is that Covert Go Blue's video shows us some stats, and I wanted to talk about a comparison here. His YouTube channel is way bigger than mine. I don't want to compare apples to oranges. He's getting 2.7 million views a month, and on average I'm getting more than this. I'm getting, let's say 500,000, right? Maybe a little bit more than 500,000 on average, which is incredible, and I'm very, very proud of where I'm at. So he is getting, let's say, just for the sake of argument, 6 times my viewership in terms of numbers, and then watch time he's getting 20 times my watch time, because all of his videos are an hour long, where I make all sorts of content. I make shorter video essays, I make talking heads, I make longer form gameplay, I put stream VODs up, and I make shorts, all of which honestly has brought down my watch time, which is something I'm very aware of. I'm going to work to improve over time, so expect some longer form content from me in the coming months. So 6 times my views, 20 times my watch time, and then he's making 30 times my income. like I said, there is an element of jealousy to it, but not in a bitter way. It's not envy, or is it the other way around? It's not like bitter and resentful jealousy. It's just like everyone would like to earn good money, right? And the funny thing is, people are in the comment section of his video, and people online have been saying how brave he is to talk about this. But if I'm honest, it's really easy to be brave when you're making $30,000 a month. Another reason he's making so much more money than I am, and again, this isn't just about me versus him, this is about showing you both sides of the coin, or both ends of the spectrum, right? Not every YouTuber who's doing it full time, which is a dream come true anyway, is absolutely smashing it. Here you can see my playback CPM is £8 and my RPM is £3. His is at $22 and $11. Now RPM and CPM, RPM is rate per milli, which means 1,000. Roughly speaking, what advertisers are going to pay to put adverts on the channel per 1,000 views that you make. The more views you get, the more RPM you get. The different kinds of content get different RPM as well. So if you're making business-based content, get-rich-quick scheme-style shitty videos that you've seen on YouTube, people will advertise on that for stupid amounts of money, and you get CPM up to like $40 per milli. For some reason, CPM for an RPM for Covert Go Blue is a lot higher. It might be because YouTube starts to give you more money when you're a little bit bigger as well, is one argument that is not even based in concrete fact. It's just something that people consider and suggest. And the other one that isn't in concrete fact is that CPM and RPM can be lower on channels where you swear, because you're less friendly to advertisers. I'm not going to stop swearing. I fucking love swearing. I think it's a part of my brand and I enjoy it. But it's just things to take into account as well, is that everyone is different and not everyone is making serious bank on these platforms. And here you can see as well, in the past, I've had some really good months, May and June there. I felt like I was ticking up, then I've ticked down over a house move and a slump and a dissatisfaction with magic. Honestly, there's a burnout element to this period here where it's just, magic is rough sometimes, right? And definitely me getting more into Warhammer and just taking some time off to enjoy a different hobby and stuff instead of just banging out video after video after video has had a detrimental effect on my income. That's fine, but yeah, YouTube's a weird old beast. So let's talk about what I do. So I play games online for a living, right? And this is only part of my income. I'm not going to go through my Patreon, especially when Patreon involves, other people's personal details and stuff. What I will highlight, though, is that there is this one screenshot here. I'll put it on screen. He's successful now. He doesn't really need my money. This is a comment, or one of a few comments, from exit interviews on Patreon, where people have stopped supporting me on Patreon and said that I'm successful now, so I don't need it. Which is funny, because I think that narrative is propped up by the Twitch leaks and the Covert Go Blue video, and people seem really making shit tons of money and stuff as well, when in reality I am earning a relatively modest wage compared to some people. And again, not angry at those people for getting that bread, because they work hard too. There's no disputing that putting out a video a day forever and ever, like CPM does, is not difficult or time consuming or hard work. And that is something I want to talk about, was hard work as well. People think that I just play Magic online or talk about Magic online, and that's it. It's not true. I spend a lot of time on social media, marketing, building the brand, promoting myself as well. My videos aren't just me turning on a camera and talking to them. I often make way more notes than I've done for this video. And editing as well. Editing is insane. Like, if I film 3 hours of gameplay and I get it down to less than an hour, that'll take me 4, 5, 6 hours to do as well. Hell, editing this video will probably take me over probably around an hour if I make it look really nice, if I really rush it out, take less. But the point is, everything I make has hours of extra stuff on it. Researching, writing, consideration, and editing, and then promoting as well. My job is not just to play games or talk about games, but it's to promote that stuff, to write that stuff, and to edit that stuff. And I've started to pay an editor. Patrick has started editing some of my videos. You've probably seen some of them. I put it in the description when he has, but I pay him as well. He's got a rate, so that's a cost. And there's costs as well. This camera I'm talking to was £3,000. I didn't need to buy a £3,000 camera, but I want my videos to look better, right? I want the quality to be good to keep you sticking around. Ironically, that probably makes it feel a bit more professional than I am, because I'm not professional, I'm a fucking idiot. And then people think I've made it, and then people don't want to subscribe anymore, and ironically spending more money on gear to make my videos look better gets some people to think I don't need any more support via Patreon. So that's what I do. Okay, I Twitch stream, I make a lot of videos, I edit them up. I've done some of the videos I've spent 10 plus hours on. My folk video, my folk essay video, was like probably 7 hours of editing maybe. And writing it took me like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 hours as well. Like long time commitments. So yeah, and YouTube's ad revenue isn't all that, even when you're getting 500,000 views a month, which is a lot of views. My watch time isn't very high right now because I make a lot more short form content than I used to. But 500,000 views isn't small, right? And I'm still not, YouTube alone, making enough to support myself. So how do I support myself, I guess is the next question. I don't want to dwell on this too much because A, I hate it, and B, this video is getting way longer than I wanted it to be. But just watching my videos does help, right? Watching with ad blocker off does help. And as I improve my watch time and put out more consistent videos and longer form videos, my ad revenue will go up. And also there are creators out there like Blue who he even admits puts a lot of adverts on his videos. And I've always had this like moral obligation to never put more than one ad on a shorter video and no more than 2 or 3 on longer videos. And that's probably bollocks. I should probably just load my videos up with high amounts of adverts and push my CPM up, right? That's probably another reason my CPM. Per 1,000 watches, the money coming in goes up when there's more points for advertisers to pay or bid to get onto your videos. But the reality of it is that I want to be able to swear. I want to be able to put stupid shit in my thumbnails. I want to be able to get demonetized for doing things that are slightly risque and not be at the fucking mercy of Google and the algorithm and that shit in terms of what can and cannot be monetized. I've had videos demonetized or buried before where I put the word banging in the title. Or I've had a thumbnail, a title, again with another risque word, and suddenly I'm demonetized and I've had to re-render the video and re-upload it slightly different and then change the title and all this shit. So what I'd rather be at the mercy of is people who want to support me directly via things like Patreon. My Patreon is $2 a month to get access to a Discord server where I hang out and chat to people. We have a really active community. On that Discord server, we run events. We've had Magic and Warhammer events with prize support as well, paid for out of my own pocket. Paid like £300, £400 of the prize support last month. This month was a prizeless because I can't continue to pay that fucking money for these prizes when I'm not earning the big bucks. On the Discord server as well, I play League of Legends with patrons randomly and also regularly on Monday nights after the stream as well. So I'm active on there, which is not the truth for a lot of content creators on their Discord. In addition to that, you get this beautiful altar sleeve that I'll put on screen now. This is October's, and every month there'll be a new altar sleeve. Fun fact, I'm commissioning that art. This art was by Dama Rider Neuromancer. I'm paying out several £100s each month to get a new piece of art commissioned and put onto a sleeve. Again, out of my own pocket as such, hoping for a return on investment. So again, it's a thing that you can get for just $2 a month. You get a free code, a free shipping for that you can also buy other sleeves on, but it's free. I say free. You're paying $2 a month, but you're getting that in addition to Discord access. And then there are upper tiers as well. The higher tiers, which are quite pricey in many ways, the $25 tier, for example, that is a thing that I will sit in a call with you once per week minimum to hang out and chat content and get ideas and work on stuff for the channel or just chat shit. Like I have a Splicer call every weekend with my highest tier patrons, and that stuff gets made into videos. We've just had like little casual together streams where I've streamed a bit of an arena tournament, that sort of stuff. Yeah, there's all sorts of rewards on there. But ultimately, Patreon is just a way for you to support me to keep making what I make. If the videos that I make are the things that you enjoy, Patreon is how to support me. Other creators can survive off their ad revenue alone because their CPM is very high and their views are high, not as comparatively as high as the CPM compared to me, but they've got good views, right? I'm getting good views, but the ad revenue on YouTube alone is not enough to sustain me in paying this mortgage or securing a future for myself, my wife, my dogs, and my future children. So that's the video in many ways. I wanted to share the other side, the lower end of the full-time content creator sort of position. I think it's an interesting peek behind the curtain. I just wanted to put my voice out there because I'm feeling frustrated as people joke thinking that I'm making shit tons of money when I'm making a more modest wage, I would say. I'm not uncomfortable. I'm happy. I can afford to buy Warhammer and Magic cards and stuff. But yeah, I'm not making the serious bank that other people are making. I just want people to be aware of that. I'd love to. Hopefully you can help me do that with Patreon. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to end this video. I hope I've been reasonable. Just checking the time of the video. Yeah. I hope I've been reasonable with this video. I hope I haven't been too harsh or too frustrated. I am frustrated. It's taking its toll on me a little bit. Just thinking about this a lot. That's why I want to get this off my chest in many ways. And I hope that, like with the Rudy video, and like with videos about power creep and other issues within our community and our games that we love, I hope I do offer a reasonable and rational and a decent perspective on it that isn't too reactionary. I know my thumbnails and titles can be designed to make you click. Clickbait is effective, it's a thing that everyone has to do. But I hope the videos themselves are a bit more reasonable. Thanks for sitting with me while I ramble. Hope you've enjoyed it. Smash that like button on that shit and comment down below. I don't even know what kind of engagement I'm expecting from this. But ultimately, if you want to help support via the Patreon, the link is in the description below. I've been Vince, be good to one another, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta for now.